right now. It's time for the C Block, starring Corey Majors and special guest, our buddy Shawne Merriman. Good afternoon, sir, or good morning. I keep talking to Dallas time zone.
Yeah, it's hard to do, especially when you're on the coast, and it's a lot earlier here. So you guys losing 2 hours a day being on this side.
Yeah, and then our airplane flight, all that stuff. That was chaos yesterday, but we're here now.
See, that's a good question.
All right.
Would you have gotten on this airplane? So
out of service.
We were told that our airplane had a massive malfunction, and they were thinking about putting it out of service, but they were going to see if they could fix it. Then they came back and said, the plane's going to go out of service. And then 5 minutes later, they said, they decided they're going to try to fix it after all. Should we have gotten on that plane?
You seen Final Destination?
Yes. That thought crossed my mind.
There's enough signs for me to say, you know what, I can go on the later one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, but then again, I don't like turbulent planes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it was I think it was the extra bourbon that helped me go, don't worry about it, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
That was the one that was
if you're going to go down, make sure you got bourbon.
Right.
Yeah. On team charters, are those always smooth flights, or is it like, what's that like?
I've had them. We've had some ones that wasn't.
Yeah.
But you feel a little bit safer because they're not going to let a whole team go down, right? So some parachute's going to pop out the bottom somewhere. Some flotation device. But, turbulent. I hate turbulent flights.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Now we've been talking about this a lot today, a lot in the last couple weeks. Do you think that Patriots fans should have suffered a little longer, like us Cowboys fans, and having to wait until they get back to their
or maybe
Super Bowl?
Chargers fans? Yeah.
Well, we ain't got to go there. Old wounds. I think with the Patriots, it was their time. Right, because their nucleus left with Tom Brady leaving, Bill Belichick leaving. It was time not only for them to have down years, but the other teams in the division to get a shot. Mm-hmm. Either Buffalo Bills or, Miami at one point got better, so they were competitive. And it was just their time, man. And now it seems like it's going to go back to that way. With Vrabel being there for a while. I mean,
yeah. Do you love seeing this? Two really stout defensive teams with really good defensive schemes built into this thing?
Yeah, and more importantly, both of these guys got defensive mindsets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? I mean, and I think that we're going to see a shift in the NFL here soon where more front office is going to go for defensive-minded head coaches and find your next great up-and-coming offensive coordinator.
You think so?
Yeah, because you got to think of it. What are these coaches – what type of teams are winning late in the playoffs?
Mm-hmm. Teams with great defenses.
Great defense and can run the football.
Mm-hmm.
Not somebody that can go out and have a shootout. Buffalo's not here. Buffalo's had multiple shootouts during the season where they scored 30, 35-plus points a game.
Yeah.
It won't get you there. Not late in the season. You can have a shootout the first game of the year with the Ravens, but you can't have a shootout, second round in the playoffs because the teams are just too good.
Yeah, the margin of error is so much
Big
smaller.
Time.
Yeah, and I think that's we got last year our Texas Rangers, their pitching was the best we've ever seen. So like for us, we're used to big bats and bad pitching. It was like watching artists get on the mound and pitch, and it was like, I can't wait to watch this. Through these playoffs, that's what I've been feeling like I'm watching. I'm excited to see these defenses get back out onto the field. And that's not a typical thing. I wonder how many other fans are feeling the same way now.
Look, we all love points, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even me as a defensive player, I don't want to see a game that's 10-7.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to see points. But also at the same time, now that the casual, the average football fan is understanding the game a lot more because all this information that's out there and the points and the turnover ratios. And so now that the fans, because football is gotten so like open behind the scenes with the hard knocks and how coaches break down plays and Madden and video games.
Yeah.
And like people are now looking strategically at defensive football games as not being bad anymore. It used to be that way.
Yeah.
And now they're respecting the fact that there's a chess match going on.
And I think, Kevin, too, we know the difference between a sloppy game and good defense.
Yeah.
I think that's the other thing that we're seeing more than anything is C.J. Stroud played a sloppy game. He had now New England forced him into some of those moments, but he had a couple sloppy games, and that's the difference in watching really good defensive football. You played 3-4, right?
Yeah.
Now we talk about this a lot. Dan Quinn got here a couple of years back, and he was like, "Our base is 4-3, but we're really at 3-4," and it's just kind of all. Can you explain kind of how that's developed over time? Because disguise has become so much more of what defense is now.
Well, so even in our 3-4 defense we played when I was with the Chargers, you can also put my hand in the dirt on nickel or dime. So I didn't technically have to come off the field. But when you have this 4-3 combination, you take somebody like a Micah Parsons and you put his hand in the dirt and he's staying there, you diminish what this guy is good at doing. Move him around. Get him off the line of scrimmage. Don't let the offense know where he's going. Because if you can line up every play and you can start the play off with saying, hey, Micah's on the left or Micah's on the right, you automatically shut down a big percentage of your success rate on defense out the gate. And that was Wade Phillips when he was a defensive coordinator with me. It's like we didn't know. And then I had to learn how to play the weak and the strong side so teams would not know if they motion, cool, I'm playing the wheel now.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll travel with the strength. So you had no idea where I was going to line up at, and that was the whole goal of it.
Have you liked the way that the Cowboys have used Quinnen Williams, because they have been able to move him a little bit and still get that pressure while also helping what has been a dreadful run defense here?
Yeah, because you have to. And you get guys like that who can play the run and do the dirty work, but you start pass rushing him and put him on half a man and let him work a half a man on those guards and tackles and be able to move him around. They're dangerous. They can do a lot, and you don't have to disguise as much. You can say this guy can work this way, and we don't have to bring him off the field. You can actually use him. And the more you can make every formation look the same and do different things and have somebody that can beat it winning a one-on-one, the more success you're going to have.
I'm a noted Sam Darnold hater.
No
it's for many different reasons. But he's shutting a lot of people up right now, winning in big games. Has he changed, or is it the offenses, the minds that he's working with have been able to pull the best out of him?
Some of these guys get caught in really bad positions with teams, whether it's the bad front office, bad coaching staff,
or the Jets.
The Jets, yeah.
Whatever you want to call that, right? I just think that they get put in bad situations, and coaches matter. Coaches are important. And when you got a coach that realizes he has a player who can go out and make plays, you put him in a position to win, not necessarily because this is what you want to do. And I've seen coaches do this all the time for decades, where they come in, they may have a scheme, they may have something going on and say, this is the way I want to run it. Well, guess what? That might not be good for that player. What does he do great?
I feel like we have argued that. That's why we were excited about bringing Christian Parker as the defensive coordinators. We feel like for the longest time the Cowboys have brought in a defensive coordinator and said, this is what we're going to do. Even if the talent that you have is not reflective of you should do that.
I used to spend so much time with Wade Phillips, and he had an 80-20 rule. 80%. If you're great at doing something, you're going to do that 80% of the time. When you're not great at doing it, like covering a tight end down the field or covering a running back or Darren Sproles or Daniel Thomas, that's not what I do.
Yeah.
Can I? Yeah, I can drop, and I can drop into an area of coverage or drop in the flats. I can do those things, but is that going to put us in the best position to win? No.
Yeah.
And so when you have coaches saying, you know what, we're going to take your best pass rusher and we're going to drop him in coverage 30, 40% of the time because that's what my defense, that's what I traditionally know. Those coaches are normally in and out all the time.
Your thoughts on Jesse Minter and what he did and now him with the Ravens?
Yeah.
Because you got firsthand experience watching him.
Yeah, I mean, is it Adolphe? What's the pass rush that came from the Ravens?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So take him for example. With the Ravens, 5 games, no sacks. Or 6 games, no sacks, something like that.
Yeah.
With the Chargers, like 7 sacks in 5 games.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? And so, again, it just shows you that it's not the player. You know, him coming out of Penn State, I think he came out of Penn State. He can play. He was like an early draft pick. Obviously, y'all saw something in his workouts on film that he can do. You don't just go to the NFL and be a bum. It doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Unless guys get injured or something catastrophic happens, especially as a pass rusher, we can get on the field and play right away without even having as much knowledge of the game because it's really your physical attributes. So if you don't find a way to get that one player to get the most out of him, it's not on him, it's on the coach. And that's why I say coaches matter.
Now, every time that we get a chance to talk with you, love picking your football brain, but also your MMA promoting brain.
Yeah.
What are we looking at? What are we coming up on next with Lights Out?
Yeah, we just signed a deal with ESPN Latin America back in December, which is massive for us because in all the Latin American countries, MMA is globally big.
Yeah.
But especially down in Argentina and Brazil and Mexico, and it's big in a lot of Latin American countries. And then,
do you get those streaming number breakdowns when you do your events? Okay.
They don't want to tell you everything because
Yeah.
they got to pay you. But they've been great, man. I mean, and we're in the building process too. Now that the UFC's gone over to Paramount, and they had a massive first card. That first card they had on Paramount, almost 5 million people watching.
Wow.
And that's a massive deal. In fact, They got a million extra subscribers from UFC to Paramount already.
Well, on that main event, how I know people watch, but how important is a main event like that to get more casual people in? So it wasn't necessarily like technical grappling and everything like that. They just beat the crap out of each other.
Yeah, I mean, you look at it. So when I go to about 4 or 5 UFC fights a year.
Okay.
And I'm there doing the prelims. I'm like 1 or 2 fights in, and I'm there the whole time. I went to the fight in Abu Dhabi some months ago when they had a fight in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
I was out there, and I came the second fight of the night, and I was there until Kane. He got Tom Aspinall got poked.
Yeah,
I was there from the second fight all the way until the fight was over, so like 4 hours plus. Because I love the fighting, but in order to get the casual fan and more eyeballs, when you have those sluggo matches like that with those bigger name guys, it just brings more attention to the sport.
Now, I know you mentioned ESPN Latin America. Before you go, where can people catch up on everything Lights Out?
Yeah, you can check us out on Lights Out XF on social media, at Shawne Merriman on social media. And you got UFC Fight Pass, so on there, Fubo and Amazon Freebie and Pluto. You can catch us Swerve Combat. So we got a lot of eyeballs.
And you guys have been feeding people into the UFC, I love it.
Yeah, we sent, I think, 7 guys to the UFC last year.
Fantastic, man. Thank you very much for breaking it down, MMA and football all at once. We're the K&C Masterpiece.